Hi there, it's Debbie from Celestial Astrology Healing.co.uk, and today I'd like to share a video of how you can cast your own free birth chart or natal chart so that you can have it printed off and then maybe listen to astrologers' interpretations and know where the planetary movements in the sky might actually be activating your own natal chart. So there are a few different sites you can use. You can get up to 100 entries on astro.com. I've completely filled mine up, and now I have my own program with what's it called, Solarfire. But I certainly started with astro.com, and it saves all your data. So if you add in your family and friends, you can add in up to 100, and then you can delete them and add more, which is what I've had to do to use that as an example today. There's also another site that I used to use called cafeastrology.com, and there's also astroseek.com. So these are all free sites, and I'm going to just hopefully share a screen here and show you how we can go into that. This is a bit of a mess. Yeah, here we go. I'm hoping you can see this. I've already logged into my astrology, but if you haven't got an account with them, I suppose you would have to create an account. And usually you put your own birth data in first to see what's going on. So let me just put Miss X, Bob Dylan. I've got a new pony. Her name is Lucifer, Miss X. Okay, I'm going to say it's a female. Let's make up a date of birth randomly. Okay, 24th June 2002. And then the hour. Now this is a really important bit to get an accurate ascendant in your natal chart. If you're lucky enough to live in a country such as Scotland, maybe many places in America, I think you have it on your birth certificate, but in England and Northern Ireland, I know you don't. So it really does make a difference to have an accurate birth time, especially if your ascendant is right at the end of a sign. Minutes might make a difference to it changing a sign, which therefore would change the houses which it would affect, and planets may shift into different signs of the zodiac. So I'm just putting in a made-up person, Miss X, 24th of June 2002 at 7 a.m. and let's say 17 minutes. Then you have a drop-down box for different parts of the world. So let's just say, because I'm in Great Britain, I've got Great Britain, and then you put the birth town. Let's just say Innerleithen, because I've got that there in Scotland. So we click continue at this point, and oh my God, I've got to find her. So she'll be right at the bottom of my 100. There she is. Double click that. Then click on extended chart selection here, and then this will allow you to change the different house systems. So as we can see, we've got Miss X. I didn't actually put green in, but it's put my surname in. We want natal chart, that's fine. And then zodiac and houses. So we click on zodiac and houses, and then it's got a default system here using Placidus. That's because it was the most freely available system that was recorded. So most astrologers used that. It was an Italian monk. But then we use whole sign, and that's recommended. There's a massive debate going on across YouTube at the moment, because I think it was somebody called Deborah Houlding said that there was no evidence about whole signs being used in ancient astrology. Well, I've studied ancient astrology. I've listened to loads of Chris Brennan's work and Demeter George's and their books, and I've studied with Nightlight Astrology. We believe that there is, and there's a debate today that I listened to with Chris Brennan and, oh, who was it? I'm not great remembering names. It was a man. Anyway, forget it. It's on there today on the 15th of February 2023. I'm really sorry, I've forgotten the name. but he knew what he was talking about, and there are definite references to the whole sign system being used when you go back thousands of years into the 2nd century, I think it was. They didn't necessarily call it whole signs, but there's references to the fact that the ascendant creates the whole of the first house. So it might have been called sign house or something like that. But anyway, whole signs is what I use. I used to use equal house system when I studied with the Faculty of Astrological Studies here in Britain. They used that. I think that was in place since the 1940s. And there are many other house systems. And I know that I'm studying horary astrology. So you could click down here and go to Regiomontanus, which is what I've been told is the best system for horary. So yeah, you've got a whole list of, if you didn't click the default, it would naturally go to Plastus. It's Plastus Koch. I don't really even know many of these, but anyway, my point is click on just the whole signs bit, and then we've got the tropical zodiac, because I'm not a Vedic astrologer. Tropical as in Aries marks the beginning of the astrological year and anchors that into the geocentric view that we have of the world. Opposite Libra, autumn equinox, spring equinox, winter solstice, and summer solstice being Capricorn, winter solstice, summer solstice being the cardinal sign of Cancer, opposite Capricorn. So we use a tropical zodiac, and then we click show the chart, and let's have a look. Okay, so you can actually leave these aspect lines in, or you can go back to removing aspect lines. So this person, Miss X Green, born on the 24th of June 2002 in an Aleuthen. We've got the sun sign Cancer, ascendant Leo. And let me get my annotate tool. Get a few arrows happening. Sorry, trying to move this up first, but it's not wanting to move up because I've got my arrows up. There we go. Sorry about that. What's quite nice about this tool with the astro.com or AstroDense is it has an elemental box down here as well, which that hasn't really been mentioned much when I've been studying ancient astrology, and I used to study modern astrology. So this person, it shows that sorry, get my arrow. It shows that this is the fire signs. If she has any planets in the fire signs, they'll be listed here. Fire, she's got her MC in fire in a cardinal sign. So we have cardinal, fixed, mutable, CFM across there, fire, air, earth, and water. So this person doesn't have much air in her chart, in the element of air, so no planets hardly. Well, Chiron is an asteroid. This is Chiron here, but this person, this, what do you call it, made up person, MC is in a cardinal fire sign, so that must be cardinal fire, must be Aries. Let's have a look. I can roll this back up. Don't think it wants to roll back up. Stop that. Here we go. Yeah, MC up here in Aries, and then we've got Venus and the ascendant in a fixed fire sign. So there's only one fixed fire sign, that's Leo. So here we go, annotate again. Let me get my thingy, arrow. Ascendant 2 degrees into Leo here, and Venus is 10 degrees, 59 minutes. So there's 30 degrees in each sign of the zodiac. And there's 12 signs of the zodiac. So we can do the math. There's 360 degrees. So there's 30 in each of the 12 signs. 30 times 12 is 360. And I think whole sign is very easy to read because the ascendant, I'm trying to do a straight ascendant line. Here we go, here. There's the straight ascendant. So wherever the ascendant is, using the whole sign astrology house system, that creates the very first cusp of the first house. So any planets, even if the ascendant was at 29 degrees, 59 minutes in Leo, it would still be moved back to 0 degrees Leo. And that creates the whole first house, which is related to the helm of the ship, yourself, your expression, your behavior, your character, your psychology, your vitality is very much about you, the first house. So having planets in the first house is very, very strong and important. It's one of the kentrons of the chart, the kentrons or angles of the chart. First house opposite the seventh house, that's an angle of the chart, as is the fourth house here, Scorpio, up into the 10th house of Taurus. They're angles of the chart, another kentron. So yeah, so that's how it's always at the 9 o'clock position, the ascendant, and then the astrological signs of the zodiac go anti-clockwise around. So from the Leo ascendant, Leo, there's a glyph of Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius. So in Sagittarius, we've got the outer planet Pluto shown here at 15 degrees 50 minutes. We have the moon in Sagittarius at 24 degrees 30 minutes. We've got the next sign Capricorn, where Chiron is 6 degrees 24 retrograde. There's a little R there. The seventh house here, you can see the numbers of the houses on the center there. We've got outer planet Neptune, 10 degrees 32 minutes retrograde. We've got outer planet Uranus, 28 degrees 39 minutes retrograde. We've got the 8th house of Pisces, MC in Aries, Taurus on the 10th house cusp, Gemini on the 11th house cusp, and Gemini is a busy house here. We've got Mercury, 10 degrees 16 minutes. Got the true node of the moon, north node of the moon, or Rahu in ancient astrology, there as well, and Saturn at 20 degrees 22 minutes. And we have the sun, which is what most people know about. The sign, star sign or sun sign is what everybody knows about, and that's at 2 degrees 35 minutes in Cancer. We also have Mars in Cancer and Jupiter in Cancer in the 12th house. So if I could stop this share and go back, how do I do that? Let me see. Stop share. Go back to this. Actually, I'm not sure. Can I go back here? Yeah, so that's what I meant to do. I want to go down and try to remove. I haven't used this program for a while, actually, because I've got my own solar fire now. Display calculation options. Let's see. Yeah, if we click display calculation options, we can go draw no aspect lines, and that makes the chart a lot less hectic to look at. And that's something that my teacher Adam Alimbas, previously the Chiti Baba, has told us not to do. So now when you look at the chart, you can see the planetary placings without all the aspect lines. Those busy lines going across were to do with aspects, which are energies between the planets. So this would be a birth chart. And from this, if you had an astrologer read your chart, or if you wanted to look into your own chart, then you could read interpretations. Modern astrologers use a birth chart in a very simple or different way, which is known as the ABC apparently. But in ancient astrology, you would get a very different look at interpretations based upon the dignities of the planet. For example, Mars is in what's known as in fall in Cancer, because Mars is exalted in the opposite sign of Capricorn. So this can be a very sensitive sign, position for Mars to express himself. And the 12th house is a difficult house known as the house of bad spirit, which is the domain of Saturn. So it's very much a place of isolation and privacy, and it can be known as the house of self-undoing. So having a sensitive planet, Mars, having to work very hard in fall in the 12th house of Cancer, which is a very caring sign, would be a very strong part of the person. And perhaps this person, I don't know, Mars is about energy and action, and Cancer rules the stomach and is naturally ruled by the moon. This person might self-undo by overeating or compensating in some ways, where, you know, rather than processing certain intense emotions and worrying tendencies, might tend to overeat, things like that. But at the same time, it might mean that this person would be very caring and compassionate, because the 12th house can be places like institutions, hospitals, hospices, it can be retreat centers, ashrams, it can be libraries. So it might be that the native of this chart would be very caring and compassionate to others, also having spiritual beliefs. Jupiter is the largest planet of the solar system, and Jupiter, I believe, is, let me see, is it exalted? Is Jupiter exalted in Cancer? I believe he is. Yeah, so it's like there's a mixed bag of energies here, because Jupiter is about expansion and growth and widening the mind, and interest in learning and wisdom and gaining, and, you know, just everything that Jupiter touches would be usually quite beneficial. But Jupiter is also conjunct within 4 degrees of Mars. It's known as conjoining, when 2 planets are in close aspect to each other. In ancient times, it's known as conjoining. So sometimes a 3-degree orb is allowed larger with the moon. Anyway, I'm digressing off into sort of interpreting this chart, but the whole point of this was to show that you could actually cast your own chart. If I go back, see if I can make a bi-wheel, what I would call a bi-wheel, but actually show the chart, and there's an option to show it with transits. So if you click above the chart, next to chart selection, it says with transits. And then what happens is the birth chart stays the same in the center, and the movement of the planets in the heavens as they are. This is an active time that I've put that in. So today it is 1440 UK time on the 15th of February 2023. So you can see that this, what have we got? We've got Jupiter and Venus conjunct. It tells you the degrees down here. Venus in the green here. This is the birth chart on the inside. So where's Venus? 24 degrees Pisces, 11 minutes. 24 degrees Pisces, this is Neptune, 4 minutes. So there's only 7 minutes until they're completely blended together, conjoined in this person's 8th house of Pisces. So that would be activating the 8th house topics. Also, we have Saturn and the Sun pretty much. Sun's at 6 degrees Aquarius, 38 minutes. Saturn, sorry, 26. Saturn is at 27 degrees. So there's going to be a Kazemi moment with Saturn on the 16th of February at 27 degrees, 44 minutes Aquarius. So that's going to be actually going on. And for this person, this created person, this conjunction of planets in the outside heavens here would be activating this Uranus in their 7th house of relationships, partnerships, or clientele, people that, or you know, open enemies. Yeah, but usually it's the house of relationships. So that could be bringing up a hell of a lot of stuff for this person. So you can just see by tracking the planets around the outside of the wheel, how this activates different areas of life. And each of these houses are related to different areas of life. And on my website, under videos and blogs, I go into describing all these stages of learning how to read a birth chart. And also, if you're interested, cast your own birth chart, read a book, look it up. There's lots of free data. But if you want a personalized reading with a professional astrologer that spent many hours, weeks, years, months, you know, decades going into the mystical, magical topic of astrology, reading the planetary weather, the cosmic forces, then, you know, there's many people out there. I'm newly qualified over the last few years working as a professional astrologer. So at this time, I put so much energy into my readings. So I'll put my website at the bottom if you're interested in a reading. I prepare over quite a few hours before meeting up, do a live Zoom where you can be present so we can have an interaction, or I can record it myself and send you the private YouTube channel. And then afterwards, I send all my type notes. So you get a lot for your buck, because I'm very passionate about it. I hope that's been helpful for you today. And yeah, just enjoy the journey. That the astrological glyphs and symbols and planetary placements were seen as gods and goddesses who could bestow gifts and good fortune or offer challenges which help us grow as human beings in this lifetime. So the natal chart is a map of the heavens showing your life's karma that you have to work with in this lifetime. And yeah, the spirit is continuous, and we may have many lifetimes, and it's just this lifetime that we have those particular challenges and life's path to develop and grow as human beings. And yeah, it's quite a thing, it's quite a journey, and it's quite a gift to be able to ask the oracle these things and get insight and truth about ourselves and walk our path with a strength and an inner knowledge when you know yourself well and you can recognize why certain things might be happening for you. It can give you a sense of having more power to cope with life and to recognize certain strengths and gifts that you may have to develop, or recognize why things are difficult at certain times for you as well. Okay, so I hope that's helpful. Leave me a comment below if you'd like to. Please subscribe to my channel to help it grow, and then I can offer more planetary insights and develop as we're all developing and always learning. There's always so much to learn. And yeah, I think that's everything. Just have a look on my website, www.celestialastrologyhealing.co.uk, to see my previous videos. Thank you very much. Lots of love, blessings, and light at this time of the Venus-Neptune conjunction in Pisces.